Hey guys, Redbeard here. Look, life's gotten in the way. Things have gotten slow. The build in Arkansas is going great, but we're not on track with where we thought it'd be. I thought I'd be down there working a lot more this year, and health issues and whatnot, I didn't make it. So that's behind. I'm behind. Everything's behind. So the original goal was to cut these videos until I got to the new shop. Pretty proud of it. I really want to start filming there, but something has happened. Something big happened today, and it was video worthy, I thought. So anyway, guys, would you just look at it? Would you look at it? The method to the madness, the angles over the chassis, the ride height. We got about 3 inches to get out of the front here after I still got the factory motor mounts in for the Hellcat. We're not going to be using those. And so I'm going to be able to drop the front of the frame roughly 3.5 to 4 inches. And then the rear ride height, though, this is going to be airbags dumped. So quick measurements off the factory chassis. The factory chassis over here under the lift to this. I was shooting for 8 inches of ride height removed. I think we hit 6, maybe a little over. So I didn't quite hit my 8 inches, but with the leg burners on, and we may even find like an 80s ground effects kit. And I think once the body's set down, I think this ride height's going to work really well. But anyway, guys, look, we have suspension. It's pretty corny, just sitting here mocked up. But a lot of people have been wondering why I did all these bends back here in the back. But hopefully you can see how it lines up over the subframe. And so the goal, the subframe's got to be rotated. I get it. You know, we're not quite where we need to be. But once this is in there, the mounts for the subframe have the rubber in it. So there's no bushings. So everything's going to go together. Their misalignment as well. We'll be able to square everything up. This is, I think it's just tape measure. Nothing's tacked in, okay? But like we're at like 105 3/4. We need to be 106 to match the factory Ram Charger. There's going to be a whole lot of horsepower without much wheelbase. It's going to be squirrely. It's going to be kind of stupid. And that's why I'm putting so much time into this chassis. I don't want any flex or movement in the corners. The ultimate goal here is like, I want to go drive up Pikes Peak, and I want to go, Zeppelin to drive out there. But I want to just do it for fun. And then the big goal, one of me and Zeppelin's goals, we go do Roadkill Nights every year. We do some events, and he wants something cool to come in and show at the Sunday car shows. I want something kind of sleeper to run get ice cream. And then eventually, we'd like to go do power tour. So I want to set this up where it'll go down a 1/4 mile, and it'll go through a parking lot, slalom course, whatnot, track day type stuff. So anyway, we're going to do a little tour of some of the parts we got going on here. But this is a big moment, guys. It's off the table. Still more bracing to do. You can see the front end's pretty naked. But I got to leave room for the exhaust to clear and stuff like that. So that's by design. As it fills in, it'll fill in. So we're going to stop here for just a second. Oh, man. Oh, she's been a good sweater, dude. It's hard to get rid of them. But I tell you what, I can only wear it when I'm wearing overalls because I need that protection, you know. Beer belly can't get burnt. But anyway, guys, back on what we're talking about here. So these are like mid-late 2000 SRT Challenger rims, okay? These Alcoa forged. And under the body, I like the looks of them. I do. Zeppelin brought up a good point. If anyone's familiar with the Sammy Mog, we did like a blue inset with a real heavy, almost like a boat paint sparkle setup. Not so much the blue, but what we're talking about, if we go with this rim, maybe not this rim. Actually, these rims aren't damaged. These two back here are okay. Maybe we have an inlay of like a heavy metallic gray put into the inset with the spokes and the inset still aluminum. That's one option. But up here, this rim has had a rough life. That one is busted. But the color, I like this almost like a bronzy gray. I don't know how to describe it, but this SRT Snowflake rim is really growing on me. I think we could make that work too. And the cool part is setting the wheelbase. Man, we got a lot of steering angle before we contact. And if we rotate this vertically like it should be, we can't contact the chassis. So once I build these upper arms and this is all mounted, I think we're good. Because that will not contact. I mean, maybe. But this is at full compressed, I think we're going to be okay. So I don't know that we have to look into offset rims for this, but it's going to be close. So, anyway, I don't know. A lot of people question the curvy part in the rear. Definitely made life harder than it had to be. But I think when you start seeing how the chassis mounts are going to line up, it all makes sense. Like, we're going to be able to do drop downs and hit it. There's rubber bushings. There's misalignment built in. Everything we need. So if I get this within like 1/8 of an inch, go to the alignment rack, we're going to be able to loosen like, 12 bolts and align this whole rig, set it back square, and be good to go. I think it's going to be great. So I don't even know that we're going to run those shocks. Still up in the air on that. I do know that we're not putting the coil springs back in it. We're going to run an air override, and I may do some air over coils in the back. So I may just build my own coil buckets to come up through the rear fenders. We'll tuck all that in the body. Because right now, there's a big part of me that wants to channel the frame and set it all the way down. And there's a bigger part of me, mainly my accountant and my utter lack of skill, doesn't want me to go that route. So we'll see where we end up. But anyway, maybe a mild channel, air over coils in the rear, air over coils in the front, and we just call it good. I think that's going to give us what we need. I'll mount an ARB compressor and like a 3-gallon tank under here, and I did on the salmon mog. It's worked out just fine. And what I'd love to be able to do is be able to adjust the ride height, right? Like going to get ice cream and a running down the track type setup. I think that's the way to go. But anyway, let's walk around here real quick, guys. A few of y'all maybe haven't seen what's going on here. Whoa! This is the 1985 Ram Charger, one owner, 392,000 miles. Had we put actual door jamb seals in it and not just kept stacking friggin' weather stripping, like fix the hinges like we should have, it would have no rust. But as it is now, the floor pans in the front do have some rust. But that's all the rust I can find on the body. The cool part is I got a section set down over the engine and the new transmission anyway. We got an 8 HP 70 over here. I believe I can have that built-in 8 HP 90 spec. If not, we'll buy an 8 HP 90 because that's what I really want to run. Company out of Finland or something does a adapter plate to run on the Viper engine with the 8 HP 90 and a programmer. And basically, I'll be able to have launch control and paddle shift on a 2002 Viper engine. I think it'll be pretty cool. But anyway, this is it. I can raise and lower this. This all hangs off this gantry here. Why do I need to do that? Because I'm still in my little bitty shop in Pennsylvania and I don't have room for crap sitting all over the place. So we have to stack it. Stack it deep, sell it cheap. But anyway, we got the body hanging from a couple 4,500-pound ATV winches on each side, modified a Harbor Freight gantry. I don't know, it's just kind of what you do, right? But, oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at all them spark plug holes on that coil pack. Gee whiz. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them. But anyway, we got the Viper V10 sitting over here just ready to go. She's waiting, and I'm ready for it. I'm really ready to start playing with this thing. Now, I know that the later model Vipers made better power, but I got to change all the injectors out anyway. We're going to oversize the injectors. We'll do some tuning on it. Probably going to drop a new cam in it. And then I hate spending money twice. We may be going to throw like 14 pounds of boost to this. So my goal is to get up pushing around $1,000 out of this Viper engine is what I hope to do. But anyway, we got all the parts stacked up. If you've watched the previous videos, this is old hat, boring stuff. Here are my struts. These are a 2017 Challenger manual transmission Hellcat, rear diff, 370 to 1. And the shafts that go with that, I got my coil springs, which probably won't run. I'm probably going to do an air over. So I'm probably not going to use these coil springs. Probably not going to use these struts, but I got them because, you got to be able to mock it up somehow. So anyway, guys, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of where we're headed. Again, can't thank y'all enough for watching along, following along. Sorry I wasn't as active this year as I should have been. I'm really trying to get back into it. I mean, eventually I'd like to have enough followers where I can go burn up a Ferrari and get paid for it, but we're probably a little bit out on that, and that market seems to be kind of cornered right now. I think he's doing great. Personally, the haters are going to watch way longer. If anybody's old enough to remember the old Howard Stern Private Parts movie from the early 2000s, late 90s, the average Howard Stern fan listened like an hour and a half a day. The average hater listened like 2.5 hours a day. I don't care why you're here, but thank you for being here. Anyway, guys. See y'all.